All right, we on live. All right, let me double check some stuff real fast. All right. All right, Shalom. This is GMS New Orleans coming back at you with another live Shabbat lesson, as we always do. I want to give infinite honors, infinite prayers, infinite honors.
Hashem, Yahushua,
Yahweh, Bahasham,
Yahushua,
Bahasham,
Bahasham, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the elders apostles of GMS. Peace and blessings once again. Salutation to the hopeful elect. All right. And this lesson here is going to be centered around the business of the Lord. All right. Now, this being a business, or a center being someone like a business, you have to be, in order to run a business, you have to do what? You have to be attentive. You have to be a person that's very keen and detail oriented, man. You have to be also in tune and communicating with the rest of the body, with the rest of the other guys that's running the body with you, man. That making sure everything runs to the fullest, man. Start me off with that. Make sure everything be decently and in order. You know. All right, because this is the business of the Lord. And in case in point, when you come to business, you come to check in. You come to do it. You come to do it, and you run a business that you love, out of love, man. You don't come to the business of the Lord grudgingly, all right, complaining, all right, being the person that's already, before you can clock in, or when it's trying to check in with, with the rest of the Akim, you ready to go. You got to be to the point that you love this, man. It's a full blown. It's another script that comes in my head. It's a labor of love, man. All right. So we might have to get that too. But somebody got that scripture?
I got it. This 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. It says, "Let all things be done decently and in order."
Yeah, let all things be done decently in order. So when you are around the camps or in the camp, everything has to be done decently in order, man. From the chain of command all the way up to notifying brothers of a particular thing that happened. All that, man. Everything has to be run fluent. All right. This is what the Lord has set in place. All right. That his business or the truth be run to the fullest, man. All right. That's why we even on the block we went into about how the Lord look at this as a vineyard, and within that vineyard you do what? You get servants to run that vineyard. All right. That all the things of that vineyard, from the different flower beds, the concrete, everything that's centered around that flower bed, be looked after, man. And that's what the Lord has us over. The Lord have us over His vineyard. Now, start me off with that. I want to make sure I get it.
I got just 72. Y'all got none, brother.
All right. Yeah, Sirach 38, 27, and 28. Let's start me off with that.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 38, verse 27. It says, "So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work."
One more time, Baba Kasha.
Okay. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and
matter of fact, Baba Kasha, go up to 24 and come down.
Gone. It says Sirach 38, verse 24. "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise."
Right. You can't be, in order to run this business, you can't be tangled with the affairs of the world too much, man. All right. In order to run this, you got to be keen and focused. All right, on your position, on your like I said, your position in the truth, man. All right, and how you are looked after to be over particular things with brothers or particular tasks within the camp. You got to be focused, man. All right, your mind can't be bouncing off here and there off other things. All right, you got to be, like it says wisdom of a learned man coming by opportunity of leisure. When you have, and that's how you grow in this thing too, man. By the leisure time, right? Yeah, I can go out here. I can go to the club. Or I can at least put in like at least a good 2 hours. All right, going over precepts, reading, going over researching certain things. All right, centered around the truth, centered around the history. That's how you learn. All right. You learn also by asking questions too, man. Not being scared to ask questions. That's all right. That's what you call in the business world. You call it networking. All right. You get around other men that have been running a business with 20, 30, 40 years. You don't get around them and be tight-lipped. You get around them and ask them questions. How you was able to get to this point? The 10 years. How was you able to get to 8 years, 7 years? You know, and so on and so forth. All right. It's called networking in the business world. And you got to, even in this truth, you got to network. You're able to get to these other camps and you see the other beautiful brothers, things that they do. You got certain brothers that's into beating, some brothers that, you know, brothers got all type of different gifts. So you get around those men and you do what? You network, man. You might find a brother that's into the things you're into, and y'all can really get into something, man. But you never know by just sitting here tight-lipped, man. All right, keep going. I'm gonna get you, brother.
Verse 25. How can he get wisdom? How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the goad that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks?
Yeah, how can you truly get wisdom when you working you actually working in the world, man? You know, which we got jobs you learn balance over time. You don't put all right, you know, the job and shit like that before the truth. You center that around the truth, man. And those things start to actually start to get in play and tamper with the truth. You find something else, man. That's just what it is. Okay, keep going. I'm gonna hurry up.
It says, he giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves.
Guess what? Real quick, we're like the carpenters, the workmasters of this truth, man. Building every single block, every single pillar of Yahweh Shem Shai until he deemed his temple to be ready and finished. All right, so we like the same thing. You got as a carpenter, that's some work, man. You got to put in hard blood, sweat, and tears for that. All right, a true workmaster, a guy that's into sculpting, a guy that's into different various things. Let me just say this: anything dealing with real estate or building houses is some work, man. Every last single part of it. All right, same thing with this truth, man. It's a reason why the Lord, Father was a carpenter. He helped. He basically was a carpenter. It's a reason. All right. Same thing applies to us, man. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, so every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work.
Yeah, and that's what we do. We watch to finish the work. This work, man, you got a little more, right?
Okay. It says, the smith also sitting by the anvil, and considering the ironwork, the vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears. And his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work.
Yeah, set his mind to finish his work. So same thing in the world. You're a welder, you're around welders, you hear all that banging and grinding and stuff. Well, the same thing goes for this, man. The business of the Lord. You got to be grinding in this too, man. All right? There's been times that I didn't study so much to where I got precepts in my head in the sleep, man. Hey, babe, hey. You talking about the scriptures again. It didn't got like that, man. You sit there with that one laptop on the floor for hours, man, falling asleep. Your hands still hitting the trackpad, man. Ain't nothing on. You gotta get this is the business, Bring our precepts out real fast. That's your
Can I read the 30 out?
Come on. Hit 30 then.
This verse 29, it says, so doth the potter sitting at his work and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work and maketh all his work by number. And when you deal with pottery, you got to have your hands like constantly on the clay. You can't just get up and go do something else. It's gonna fall apart. If you want to make a vase or a vase or however you want to say it, you got to have your hands on constantly. It says he fashioneth the clay with his arm and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. It says he applies himself.
God, and this thing about this truth, all right, which is likened into business somewhat. You gotta apply yourself, man. All right, you can't. We ain't in the just for those up and coming brothers or you brothers who just tuning in, man, to the truth. You can't. We're not into the wing master. You can't sit up here and wing shit. You can't sit up here and wing information. Well, where you get that from? Oh no, I just heard. Nah, you gotta be diligent, man. You gotta be on the ball with it. All right. Let me see. Well, go ahead, get your precept out. Let me make sure this is
Gone. And pretty much what the brother is just iterating is that when you're working, right, you have a prominent position. Don't matter what your position is, but as a unit, every man have to pull their weight. And everybody be like, well, I ain't the elder brother, I ain't the younger brother. Like, and this thing of the truth, we really put positionless. Now you have men set up where the spirit through the Lord have put order, in which the man, the Lord have created order so it wouldn't be confusion for rank's sake. But really we positionless because the elder man will sometimes have to make himself as the youngest man, or vice versa. Or, he have to take the role of doing this, or the elder man may ask a younger man to do what he's doing. So every man is having accountability for something, and you got to keep your hands to the duty. Even when we at work, we thinking about lessons to set up. I'll be at work thinking about, all right, I got this precept. I'm gonna go into this with the brothers. I'm gonna add this to this. So even with the working in the world, this triumph the working in the world, man. I'm at work working for the Lord, thinking about the Lord, precept, video, a breakdown, man. But this is Acts 6:2. It says, then the 12 called the multitude of disciples unto them and said, it is not reason that we should leave the word of God and serve tables. So usually with serving tables, all right, that's usually like what? Physical work, all right? But they sought out the business of the Lord being more important to serve tables. So what they did was this. They say, wherefore, brethren, look ye out among you 7 men of honest report, full of the Holy Spirit and wisdom, whom ye may appoint over this business, because the business of the Lord is more important than serving tables, all right? Or actually working. Jake, I gotta work, I gotta get it. And Jake hit their numbers. Like Amawai mentioned that the Potter man always hit his number. Well, we have a quota with the Lord we want to reach. Brothers get a video a day. Brothers want to read a chapter or 2 a day. Get an article in a day. Whatever your regimen is with the Lord, that business got to be overall. I get this and get out your way. You got it, Yakana. This is Proverbs 22:29. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? Is a question mark there, right? Because Yakana mentioned about being diligent, or that the man of the potter, he's very diligent at completing his work or finishing. It says, he shall stand before kings, he shall not be stand before mean men, which it says these men are truly competent workers, man. All right, they're competent in their work, man. Meaning what? Completing their work. Just like you won't complete your hours at the job to get the check you won't get on Friday. Well, there's a business with the Lord that we got to handle. You got it, bro. Y'all brothers got it. Slack it. Y'all alone with it, but slack it.
Yeah, somebody get Ecclesiastes in the Bible, 8:16 and 17. I don't know somebody. That's because a couple of brothers have put some of the ones I have up here. I get to them too. Lord will. So I want you brothers in the comment boy. How about you on Shabbat thumb? Shabbat
Shabbat.
I got the Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes 8:16, it says, "When I applied mine heart to know wisdom and to see the business that is done upon the earth, for also there is that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes."
One more time, Baba Gasha.
This is Ecclesiastes 8:16. It says, "When I applied mine heart to know wisdom and to
Yeah,
see."
when you truly apply your heart to know wisdom, this is what happens in the business of the Lord. All right, this start to happen. Go ahead.
It says, "When I applied my heart to know wisdom and to see the business that is done upon the earth. For also there is that neither day nor night see it sleep with his eyes."
Yeah, some days you don't see sleep. All right, you preparing. That's why the scripture says in I think it's 2 Corinthians chapter 12, 12 and 12, or 12 and 10. It tell you that how the children are not to lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. The apostles laid up for us, man. All right, like we all were going to. They went into those back in their time. They didn't have the internet. They had to go to physically go to libraries and lay up in those libraries, those different books. Later on, we came about internet age, and we got into the different articles about who knows what, the Roman Empire, martial law, various different topics, man. All right, and guess what? We laid up for you, brothers, man. So the same thing applies to the business. The tradition of the business is to lay up, to serve. Right? You got some guys that don't even want to serve other men, man. They're lackadaisical, they're lazy. All right, they're not forwarding themselves in the ministry to apply themselves, to help another brother out in the end time, man. All right, taking down good notes. All right. All right. You got to do all those things, man. This all these things are a part of the truth. It's a part of this, man. This is like I said before. This is like what you see the apostles doing. That's like a spiritual faith. All right, where you remember we was in the world, we was lost, we was dead. So we like the homeless cat that first time you see a place that's open up where you can come eat. Because what the Lord invited to his supper, man, or to the wedding, the maimed, the halt, the blind. So we was those people, man. That was maimed, we was halt, we was blind, we was fucked up. And guess what? The Lord sit us down and supper with us, gave us a meal. So once you got your meal over a bunch of times, you gain your strength. You start to look back. This truth is like it's like seeing a doctor, seeing a physician, seeing a person that actually shake you back from it's like a rehab, man. You shake you back, you look different, you get healthy. And guess what happens? Most times at those places like that, you start to volunteer to do what? Help others. Get out of the world, man. Get out of being jacked up. But the same thing applies. You got to apply yourself to start helping other brothers, man. Because this, like I said, this is the business. The business is, if you didn't know, is to bring in the elect, man. Right now, all right, to teach others. The truth it's like the movie Planet of the Apes. What Caesar did, man. Caesar started to get smart and do what? Teach the others. All right, and they became what? Like a Xenian army, man. All right. Keep going, Dwight.
Come. This is verse 17 in Ecclesiastes 8. It says, "Then I beheld all the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun, because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, further, though a wise man think to know it, yet he shall not be able to find it."
Right, because this is a special type of work. This is a special type of business that only the Lord give it to the prophets, man. All right, He give it to the men of the Lord, and this is what what we done sought out. All right, and we done found what needed to be found, man. And what it is, some of the things are that we are the children of Israel. All right, the Most High is a man of color. All right, a so-called black man. All right, the Heavenly Father is, and He's coming to send His Son to destroy the Edomites, man, the so-called white people, and you other nations of the world, and that He's gonna set His people back up to govern the world, man. That's a part of it. That's the what they say in business. That's the That's what we doing. The scripture tell you about the men that publish the word. Great is the men that publish the word. That's a part of the damn, it's escape me right now. Marketing and branding, man. We marketing. Who we marketing? We marketing Yahweh Shai, man. All right, we're branding this business of ours. All right, solely to the elect, man. That they get it. It's not a standalone business for everybody. This is for special people. Anybody want to say something? Have something?
Let me make a point to add to you, Yaga. Now, the business that when we put it, the Lord never closed, right? So if the angels never get rest and they don't cease to rest to seal our minds to keep the business open, how much more should we? Like you said, man of the Lord, you always on the clock, man. You ain't never off the clock. You always clocked in. This Psalms 121:4, it says, behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither sleep nor slumber, which
Your internet tripping.
Yeah, you froze up.
Hey, somebody get Sirach 39:1. One of the brothers on the comment, good brother, Yahweh Shai Baruch, that brother had put it up there. That's why I was going next too.
I got it. The book of Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 1 says, but he.
Wait, you got?
Oh, Khan, I thought the brother came back. So,
He back. He back.
This Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
Right, and that's plain, man. You know, he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High will be occupied in meditation thereof. Like you're gonna be solely, fixed on His word, man. You're gonna live, breathe, all right, sweat this word, man. You're gonna be fully in tune with how the operations of the camp, operations of this body supposed to work, man. All right, and you're gonna be fully in tune with the men, first and foremost, with the men in your church. And then, like I said, over time, brothers build relationships with other brothers, man, and other churches in other cities, man, or really sometimes in other countries, literally, man. All right. That's why the scriptures say that when you do see the men of the Lord, no matter where they be, they all speak the same thing too. All right. Well, the Lord really done him. He done himself like a franchise business, man. Ain't nothing different. Ain't nobody cooking up no different recipe than what everybody else cooking, man. All right, and that's just what it is. Let me see some.
You mind if I bring out a precept to back up that statement you just made out?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me get this other one.
This is 1 Corinthians 1 verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind, in the same judgment.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, just to back up what the elder brother just said, the Most High, this is a spiritual franchise, so to speak, to the Most High. There's different businesses or camps set up all across the country, all across the world at this point, preaching the same thing, preaching the prophecies, being brotherly the same way, being men of the Lord the same way, the correct doctrine going out there like a perfectly joined business, everything working in tandem and in order, and every man should be picking up their slack in this business. So each sector of that business, keeping with the metaphor, doesn't lack, and the business doesn't lose money, spiritual money, and brings in new clients, or brings in the elect.
Anybody got that? I'm trying to get this one. Go ahead,
This the book of Sirach, chapter 7, and verse 15. It reads, hate not laborer's work, neither husbandry, which the Most High had ordained. And this, like the brother's been going into, man, this work is laborers. All right, sometimes, brothers work, from AM to PM. All right, the Lord had ordained this work, man. You know, you gotta, this is husbandry. You watering plants. All right, as we went into, and there was the other day in one of those other lessons we did. All right, watering different brothers. All right, planting seeds. This work is likened unto husbandry, man. You got it, huh?
If somebody get this Joshua 1:8.
I got it. It's Joshua 1:8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success."
Yeah, so and most times in within the business you have what they call them. You have policies and different regulations within the business of how to run it, what needs to be done. You got quotas. Well, those quotas and those things that need to be done are found where? In the scriptures, man. All right. How you supposed to love your brother? All right. How you supposed to serve the Most High? The things you're supposed to eat. It's the same thing. All right. It's the same thing going on, man. It's nothing different. It's really like I said earlier. It's really, you got people that we all didn't work around those type of people, Like you got people that go into a business, they work for a business, all they do, they just talk shit all day. They got mess going on and shit going on all day. The work of the Lord is not like that though, man. All right, you can't do this grudgingly. You can't be you can't war with the people that the Lord has set up to work with you, man. All right, it has to be everything. Really has to be in peace and harmony, man. All right, and I think I did a video. I remember this because I did a video. This is not a part-time thing. You can't jump in and jump out. Want to do 2 months with the camp, around the camp, and then you go. You be what it is? You be off on Gullah Gullah Island some goddamn well. Then want to check back in, man. You gotta be fully locked into this thing, man. All right, you gotta really seek after the Lord and make sure that his business is ran right, man. Feed what the Lord said. Feed my sheep. You can't feed the sheep every 9 months, man. The sheep gonna be dead, man. All right, but you got people like that though, and like our apostles that went into these different various guys you hear about, the General Gehanas and Phobie, all them guys. Them guys been gone, man. People like that, they go for a while, and when things get hot or things start to get hot in the world with prophecies, they want to pop back up like they always been around, man. But you got to sit here, you got to be always around, man, feeding the flock, always attending to the business. All right. We don't, like I said, we try to run a what they always say, a tight shift, man. When you look at we ain't got our words outside ain't crooked, one light out. All right, you got that one light blinking and shit. Now we gonna change the bulb, man. All right, the doorknob work. All right, everything supposed to be in order, man. You want to say something, brother?
I wanted to say, Jake will be on that PTO time. What that means, they be paid time off. So just because they not doing that, we ain't doing that. They will pay.
You know what Jake do? Jake do PTO, and then nigga hit you with short-term disability. Then nigga gonna hit you with long-term. He niggas just gonna be gone, man. They got cats like that. Oh, brother, I'll be back next week. That next week turned to next month. Next month turned to 3 years later, man. And then, hey, like that other cat, y'all know what I'm talking about. That nigga came up to us crying, talking about how he glad he found the blessed truth. And then a year later, it's the day of the Passover. He out there with
Hold on.
he out there holding hands with his Jamaican queen, man. All right. Then they come by. He come by 3 months later. You know, got the whole Egyptian shit going on, and walk by like he don't even remember who he is, man. You know. But that's what Jake do, though, man. You gotta be about business. Let's at the end of the day, I try to strive for that too, man. You know, and all in all, let's handle business first. You know, when I say handle business, you know, when I'm around you, I'm in the brother's presence. At least let's at least have our conversations about spiritual things. You know, I ain't getting into women and pictures of women and all that shit. Let's talk about spiritual things. You know, at least let's get a video in, or get some videos in, man, multiple videos, man. It's about business. It's about pushing edification out, even when we're not behind the camera. We gotta make sure we edify each other, man. Exalt each other. That's a part of how our business ran. You motivate others. Not war. No, you can't do that shit, man. But go ahead,
I got a preset for you.
Yeah, I got a couple too, but go ahead. Get to it.
This is Hebrews chapter 4. I'm gonna read verses 2 and then jump to 5. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
Yeah, you gotta reprove, rebuke with all. That's a part of the business. When you the accountant of the business and the numbers are all, you're gonna get your ass cussed out, man. All right. If you the guy that's supposed to open the doors, turn on the lights, all right, turn all the machines on or whatever the fuck it is, and you still at the house sleeping, slobbing, you gonna get cussed out in this thing, man. If you fucking up. Hey, and like I said, a lot of cats come out to the truth or come out here thinking it's just Uncle Elroy's barbecue, man. I was gonna make a video today about that. But the spirit, I had talked to that brother, the spirit had me to, just not do it, man. So a lot of cats, you think you come out with the mind frame, this is Uncle Elroy. Remember Friday? Remember the name of Uncle Elroy, man. the feel good club. This ain't the feel good club, man. Hey man, sometimes you're gonna get your ass, you gonna get lit up, man. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do. All right? And the Lord got ways of how to handle that, man. Matthew 18. A part of the business side of it. Come on, man. If the business is supposed to make $50,000, and then the $50,000 just you ain't get the shit out. It just you only got 30, and the rest of the money missing. Hey, you tell me you're gonna get cussed out at the job, man? $50,000 worth of supplies just gone missing. Oh, I swore I locked the car. I locked it up. There. I don't know. You gonna get cussed out, man, if you're doing wrong. We got more in that?
Con, I'm gonna jump to verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
You gotta make full proof of the ministry, man. All right, pushing yourself to the elite mastery of the possible that you can, whatever you can do, man, and pushing others too. Hey man, these young brothers here, all right, all the young brothers that's around your camp or yourself, brothers be hungry, man. Brothers want they want to know how to get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. You should be able to, especially a guy that's been around, you should be able to be to the point of teaching men, of teaching others, man, how to be conduct, how to be a man. It's a way, it's a mindset on being a man in the Lord, man. It's an anastrophe. It's a behavior. You start to once you embody and accept the truth, you start to ooze and live in you, man. Not the fucking old man. The old man is supposed to be dying daily. You start to put on this spiritual walk, man. Brother see it. Brother see that, that brother handled himself in such a way, though, man. You ain't all lascivious out. You ain't all fucking, on nigga time, man. You start to become a man of the Lord. You start to become really what they say in that world business oriented. You start to become a leader, man. The Lord looking for leaders. All right, the Lord is looking for leaders, man, to run His house. All right, and like I said, we got a bunch of apostles. We got a bunch of elders that display shows that, man, week in and week out. You got something, Kabar?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got one too.
All right, Sirach 7, verse 36. Whatsoever thou takest in hand, meaning like, hey, whether the task that the Lord give us, to do this business.
Which one that is? I think I had that.
Sirach 7 and 36.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, whatever thou takest at hand, as I said again, hey, whatever the task the Lord has given us according to His ministry, according to the business, it said, remember the end. Remember the end goal of the end of this business. The reward that we're going to receive for if we continue to do this business. And remember the wrath if we don't continue or we don't do it right. As long as you keep that in mind, it said, thou shalt never do amiss. I mean, we ain't going to slack doing it. We're going to do it the right way to the end. So we can receive that reward.
I got this one.
I want to say even a Jake, like, what's their main goal of them working or creating a business? To receive a lot of fiat currency, which is never gonna happen anyway. This way might be burned up, but with us being this spiritual business, we're gonna see everlasting life. We'll be the first to obtain that blessing that Lord got set up for us.
Yeah, I got this one to add to you. This is Sirach, this is Ecclesiastes 9 and 10 in the Bible. Excuse me. It says, "Whatsoever thy hands find it to do, do it with all thy might." All right, but this is for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whether thou goest, man. So the point is, whatever thy hand findeth to do, according to this work, do it with all thy might. So, like one of the brothers was saying earlier, all right, you might be deemed, all right, a particular position or a particular task that you got to do. You got to do it cold-heartedly. When you out here at the camp, you being the cameraman. Hey, it's this thing of ours can't operate without the who? Cameraman. The 2/3 out here are the elect. They can't get the message of what we're saying without the what? The signs, the sign holders. All right, the brothers that need to be, protected and watched. You got the guys on the end or whatever. Everybody, we need everybody, man. Right? The readers, the speaker. All right, you got some brothers that can speak Spanish, all different languages. It's needed, man. The Lord talked about that in the scriptures about you can get that for me. I'm why all the gifts of the body, man. They all play their part and good for their part, man. You got the interpreters. Some brothers can, like I said, speak different languages where they can interpret what the person is saying. We need that, man. Right? It all helps the business flow. All right. I'm trying to get anything else? Hold up. Let me see that. Okay, that was it.
I got a quick word for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's dedicated in the Webster Standard Dictionary, and it says to be given over totally to a cause. And each member of that body is dedicated, man. Totally, given over to what cause? This business, like the brother been going into. All right, got it. I want to bring that out.
Yeah, you got. That's another part. Being, like you said, the brother said, being dedicated. You got to be dedicated. Everybody has to be dedicated on playing their part. You got to play your part in the truth, man. All right. If you're a brother that's good at history, hey, I can go into history, but hey, I'm gonna give you the flow. Get you some time. Get your shit off, man. All right. In this business hour, there's a part of it is sharing, communicating. All right. Listen, it's a lot. It's a lot come with this, man. And like I say, It's a lot running a business. You know, and one thing about it too, if you're a person that you quiet, you don't like people, which I'm like that. But when I get in the realm of this, man, I become somewhat of a people person, man. You dealing with different personalities in this thing. You dealing with different people, and also you gotta become somewhat of a people person, man. Or learn people, man. Learn different personalities and different. It's a lot, man, that you got to deal with, even in the business world. All right. Somebody had said something.
Yeah, I had that Corinthians you wanted.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's 1 Corinthians 12, and I'm gonna start at 14. It says, "For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?"
Yeah, but you got people that got attitudes like that, though, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I could have did this. I could have did that. You know. But you know, at the end of the day, man, we gotta work. You gotta have a want to be in the body, man. Within the church, you know, like I say, the main goal, and like I say, stressing the point, the main goal, brother, is to preach unto the elect, that the elect may be sealed, man. So we get the hell out of here, man. You know, that's the main goal. All right, we go on them highways and byways. All right, we have our different calls and different conference calls. You know, like one of the brothers said this weekend. All right, that's the practice part of it. All right, we get on them highways and byways. That's when it's wartime. That's when it's time to, you know, display our different talents that the Lord has deemed us to have, man. Like I said, some brothers have one talent, some brothers got 2, 3, or even more, you know, but we flipping them, man. All right, we're not laying up, or we're not just leaning on another brother, all right, or just laying back on another brother all day. Every brother has to hold their own, because guess what? At some part of the time, you may be deemed over the house for that particular time. Hey, 4 or 5 of us, we going here. Hey, brother, you sit back and you hold camp. You're not sitting. Even you younger brothers, you're not just sitting around. You got to learn how to run the business, man. All right. Most of the responsibilities may be put on you. Well, the Lord might just put it on you. You know. You just sitting up there. You just come to camp every weekend. Yeah. Well, hey, like I say, that's how I was. You know, I probably was aggravating. You know, back then. You know, I asked questions. I wanted to know, man, how to do the camera video, how to edit the videos, and then, like I said, over time, I became like this. Like, for instance, the brother up here at the top with the blue garment on. One time we went to out of town, and the brother, you never knew how to do the beads, right?
Never in life.
He was interested in doing it, and then, like I said, the brother that's in North Carolina laid the seed on this brother. Now the brother, real good to shit. Same thing applied back then with me, you know, editing videos. You know, one seed was planted with me, and it was on from there. You know, that's how it be when you in a position to want to learn. You can't be sitting around for 5, 6 years and not know how to set up StreamYard, how to set up a camera. You know, that's a part of this. That's a part of the business, man. That's a part of the truth. And I'm gonna say this: every man has his time too, man. You know, don't get beside yourself and you know, get yourself kind of worried, because you can't do what Apostle Tahar and elder brother you see before you. They've been doing it for so long, but you're gonna have your time to grow. You gotta take everything. I think me and the brother Kashaba talking about this. You gotta take everything in increments, man. You know, if it's my first or second time bringing it out, I'm gonna go for 30 minutes. I'm gonna speak loud. I'm gonna run myself out, and I'm gonna pass it to another brother. Next month, when I we'll have it long, I'm gonna try to go longer, then longer, and longer. The next thing you know, you're bringing it out a full hour and something, man, or more. All right, but it's about pushing yourself. All right, and it's about pushing others, man. You know, don't be that guy, man. Fuck everybody, man. I'm my goddamn self. Can't be that, man. That's that old man mentality, man. All right. What you gotta say? Somebody about to say something, right?
Yeah, I was gonna continue on this Corinthians because it back up what you just said, but
Come on,
I just wanted to point out, like when you go to a lot of these other cultures, some of these heathen, if they have a store, their son will be working the register, or if they have a business, they training up their son to run the business. If you're a young brother in the truth, you can't just be sitting around. That's off. That's not our custom. That's not our heritage. You're being trained, by tutors so that you can rule ultimately. We're being trained to rule the earth. But this back in Corinthians 12, it says, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now have the Most High set the members, every one of them in the body, as it had pleased him. Yeah, so we're really working for the Most High. He's the one, like the brother says all the time, you can't tell the Lord what you're going to do, how you're going to serve him. You don't go to a company and say, look, I want to be the vice president. Are they hiring for that position? You play the position that they tell you to play. If you want to work there, the Lord gonna tell you, look, this your office, this is what you're supposed to do. You don't tell the Lord, oh, I'm just a help. How do you know that? If a servant of the Lord's gonna tell you how you're supposed to serve him. It says, and if they were all one member, where were the body? And now are they many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. So that's plain, man. Every single piece of the body is necessary. Even the appendix, all these parts that Esau says, oh, that's not necessary. When you go into it, those things are necessary. They just over Esau's head, man. But that's a whole nother topic. The point is, every piece of the body is necessary.
I got one for you too. I'm gonna watch real fast. It kind of popped up, came to my head. This is 2 Thessalonians 3:6. 3:6. It says, "Now we command you, brethren, in the name of Yahushua, in our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walk disorderly, and not after the traditions which ye received of us. For we ourselves know how we ought to follow us. For we behave not ourselves disorderly among you. It says, neither do we eat any man's bread for naught, but wrought the labors and travailed night and day, that we might not be chargeable unto any of you, not because we have power, but to make ourselves an example unto you to follow us."
That's plain. It's like Apostle Paul said, be ye followers of me, even as I am of Yahushua. So every single man of the Lord is a living epistle. Our younger brothers are looking at you. People in the world are looking at you. People that you might think are 2/3, but really they could be friends of the prophets. All right. At the end of the day, your behavior, your anastrophe is being watched at all times by everybody else in the ministry. So what manner of person ought you to be? Scripture speak about how a godly woman's supposed to act. Her behavior is supposed to win over her husband. Well, we actually the bride of the Lord. So the same thing apply to us, man. Our godly behavior actually can win over sinners, man. You got it out.
Yeah, and what happens that I didn't work for a couple of them. What happens to that guy that always he's running the business as he's the owner or what? And he's just he's kind of nasty to the customers, man. What happens over time? Nobody comes to that bit, man. Then from there, what happens? The door's shut. Then he out of business. That's why you get them niggas that always say, man, black people don't support black people. But nigga, you running spotty work over there. All right? If you washing the cars, you instead of washing the cars with the soap that's supposed to wash cars with, you putting Dove dishwasher liquid in that bitch, man. Stripping people paint off the car, man. But that's the way niggas do shit, man. I'm gonna cut the macaronis with a little bit of water. You can't cut it around this shit with the Lord, man. I done seen guys in this thing. You can't shortcut shit, man. It's best to deal with shit head up, and even affairs head up than to sit here and shortcut them. Because guess what? After a while, you're gonna be coming right back around to them again, dealing with them again. So it's best to deal with it one time. You gotta, like I said, you gotta deal with the customers or the people in a rightful manner, man. Oh, anybody got anything else? Probably get off here.
I got something for you.
I got some too.
It's Romans 12 and 10. It reads, "Be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another." And that's the point. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
Yeah,
And
not slothful in business. Fervent in the Lord. I mean, you on fire, man. You can't be doing the Lord work in that Mr. Bean dead ass fucking spirit, man. You just look like a black Mr. Bean, man. You know, they slap a 5 o'clock shadow on your face, all right, with that motherfucking slick ass, that Tom and Jerry hair, you know, that slick shit. You look like a black Mr. Bean, man. Just dead as fuck. You can't be like that, man. You gotta get a little juvenile, a little joke about you, man, some swag about you, man. You don't have to be, hey man, you don't have to be like that in the truth, bro. You gotta have some razzle dazzle about you, some that you know.
We're lively stones.
Dead, huh?
We're lively stones.
Yeah. You just that one stone full of, hey, like I said, he could just be in there, Mr. Bean, like something, I don't know what the fuck, man. Jake just be on some other shit. Shaking and shit. And Jake got spiritual Parkinson's and shit, man. What the fuck wrong with you, man? You gotta get some life in you, man. You know? At the end of the day, this is to the point, like, you gotta, it's really to be on fire for the Lord, man. And to be on fire, brother, it's like, it's a beautiful feeling. Like, even Jeremiah talked about it, man. Jeremiah at the point, he didn't want to fuck with them niggas. Like, man, hell with these niggas, I'm done with it. But then what he say? He said that a fire was burning within his heart, man. That's how this work is. Like, 1 minute, you don't want to fuck with niggas, you don't want to deal with niggas, but then when you hear a particular topic about this truth, what happened? It just put another jolt of fire in you, man, to where you want to teach, you know, especially early on, man. Early on, when you got that zeal on you, man, you trying to teach every goddamn body. The guy at the bus stop, the guy at work, the nigga in the bathroom. You be trying to teach every goddamn body until you start to, over time, the Lord, chastise you until you start seeing you can't do all that, you know. But over time, like I said, when you first hear this word, man, you hear that you're an Israelite, that the Lord dealing with us. All right, the Lord's gonna raise us up again, man. You be on it, man. So, but like I said, but you start to still be on fire, but you learn how to, what it said, hold them and fold them, man. You know when to apply that zeal, you know. You see something? This brother got a good one. This is 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. That's true. All right. The work that we put in for this, all right, for the affairs of the Most High is not in vain, man. All right. If we endure, all right. And like the scripture said, you know, our works do follow us too in the kingdom. If we do, just say a brother falls off and die, his works gonna follow him, man. If he holds on to the end, then you got some brothers just gonna go straight into the kingdom. All right. That's another one the brother got. Ephesians 4:12. It says, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach. That's what it's all about. It's all about edifying the body, continuing edifying each other, man. All right. It shouldn't, brothers have different conversations, worldly conversations about different stuff. Don't get it twisted. But for the most part, when you do get on the phone or deal with a brother, scripture's gonna come up. Spiritual things gonna come up. Right? And that's what it's supposed to be about, man. All right. You shouldn't be in that dollar bill spirit though. Remember dollar bill from our Players Club? You know what I'm talking about, my wife?
Come.
That nigga dollar bill. But nigga, bitch, you shouldn't be in that spirit, man. Talking, it should be spiritual, man. All right. Anybody got anything else before we get out of here?
Come, Bible Kushaf, I can read Hebrews 6 and 10 and get this word labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
This is a letter to the Hebrews 6 verse 10. It says, "For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister." And this word labor is Strong's G 2873 Kopos. It says intense labor united with trouble and toil. So let me read this again with the full definition. It says, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and intense labor united with trouble and toil." So that's the business, man. It's a hazardous work. People pull guns on the prophets. Some of the prophets will kill. You got to make your body a living sacrifice. That's part of the job.
And niggas want to fight.
Yeah.
All type of shit. Niggas call the police on you. All type of shit go on, man. All right. This truth. All right. This thing that we're in is not for the faint of heart, man. If you one of them scared, docile, weak ass jakes, man, this might not be for you, man. All right. And if you are that, you got to come out of that shit, man. All right. You're gonna deal with, like this brother with it too. You got to go out there in the 4 seasons, the rain, sleet, snow, the different seasons of the times. All right. You're gonna deal with you're gonna just deal with disgruntled people. All right, assholes, all type of shit, man. All right, you got the alphabet boys. If you a guy that's just scared of the police, because we dealt with guys in the truth where the police come around and ask for them IDs and shit and hacking brothers up. He's shaking like a 57 Chevy. You don't think he's serious, huh? You know what I'm saying? You can't. Come on, man. What you scared for? You know? Well, the drama going down right here. 50 feet away, you just looking. You can't be. Come on, man. What that scripture said that one of the greatest things we can do is lay down our life for a brother. Like, man, we not looking for the smoke. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, we ain't past. If you, hey, I'm gonna just say this, man. If you put your hands on one of the brothers, man, you're gonna get paws put on your ass, man. All right? It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm gonna say this. I'd rather go down fighting with my brothers than some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But we're not looking for, like I said, we're not looking for no bullshit either, though. And like I said, in most cases, you let those different assholes, you let them bomb first, man. We gonna sit there, and sometimes we just hold our composure, depending on the level of the bullshit going on. Sometimes you just shut down and the demon is go out lead a nigga, man. Or you just stand your ground like you ain't gonna just come up here and just run through us and do what you want to do. Anybody got anything else? Yeah, brother got one too. This Sirach 2:12 says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands. Yeah, because you got cats, they got, fearful hearts and faint hands, man. Just nearly the arguments or just going back and forth with a person get you. You can't be shook, man. What it says in Ecclesiastes, what that is, Ecclesiastes 2 or 3. I think it's 3. How the Lord said He made our face hard against their face, man. We ain't scared of the niggas, man. And like I said, whatever gonna happen too, But with that, if anybody ain't got anything, anybody want to say anything, I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Double honors once again to the elders apostles of GMS. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Until next time, shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.